Hey everybody, and welcome back once again to Ancient Ways for Modern Days. My name is Mike Freeman. I am the pastor at Valley Christian Fellowship in Longview, Washington. And today, as we are still in John chapter 19, still in this crucifixion narrative of Jesus, what we're going to see today is this incredible moment where Jesus, even while he is suffering on the cross, we see him caring for one person that's very near and dear to him. Now, I actually want to set things up for you by telling you about a story that happened to me years ago. It was actually after I had dislocated my arm again. When I was younger, I had a habit of dislocating my arms a number of different times and ended up having some surgeries to help that out. But there was one time in particular that I had dislocated my arm, my shoulder, and it had been just jostled so far out of the socket that the nurses were having a difficult time actually getting it back into the socket. In fact, I remember sitting there in the waiting room, and my then girlfriend, now wife, was there, as well as one of my best friends at the time. And my girlfriend, she was just very concerned. She wanted all the details, and she and my friend, they were talking, and they were talking, and they were talking, and as they talked, I just was sitting there, and I was just in a tremendous amount of pain until it got to the point where there are different versions of this story. There's my version and her version, but my version is it got to the point where I just very gently and politely asked them to please stop talking. Now, I'm not sure why my wife remembers it slightly different, with maybe a little bit more aggressive tone from me, but I just remember being in excruciating pain, and as they talked, it just it did not help anything at all. And I remember that, but I take that and I compare it to Jesus, who is now, he has been nailed to a cross, he's been lifted up, he is crucified between two other men, and in this moment, look at the words that he speaks, the care, the action that he shows as he is caring for his mother. Let me show you this text. John chapter 19, verse 25 to start. It says, "But standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to his mother," now this is the disciple that he loved, we know as the disciple John. Here's what he says, "Woman, behold your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Behold your mother." And from that hour, the disciple took her to his own home. This is, again, just like yesterday's text, a seemingly insignificant detail that we could pass over so quickly, or we can recognize what is being demonstrated about Jesus and his character in this moment. In this moment, I want us to see how significant Jesus' words are. Instead of telling them all, "Hey, will you guys stop crying so loud? I'm in a lot of pain and this isn't helping." Instead of any other kind of phrase, here's what Jesus does. He looks and he sees his mom, heartbroken. I can't imagine a mother in that moment seeing her son being crucified. And he looks and he sees her, and he sees one of his best friends, the disciple John, and he looks to the woman, his mom, and he says, "Behold your son." And then he says to the disciple, "Behold your mother." He basically says in this moment, I am dying, but listen, from here on out, John, you will care for my mother. You will take her as your own. You will make sure that she is cared for just as you would care for your own mother, just as I would look out after her. What tenderness. What thoughtfulness toward others. What selflessness in this moment where he is on the cross and yet he is caring for others. And doesn't this just reveal the heart of Jesus toward his people? Toward those he has saved and is saving, he cares for us. He cares for our eternity, yes. But he cares for us in our everyday lives. The ups and downs we have, the difficulties, the challenges. He is a God who cares. This is why we're told that we can cast our anxieties upon him because he cares for us. He cares. The ancient way for our modern day is to remember that Jesus, even in his suffering, cared for his mother. This means that you and I, even in our difficulties, Jesus cares for us, but also as those who follow in the footsteps, who are becoming more and more like Jesus. This means that even when we suffer, even when life is hard, even when it's not working out the way we would like it to work out, we also can be like Christ, who cares, even in his suffering. And this is our ancient way for our modern day.